is among the fan-favourite characters from the first few seasons of Game of Thrones. One of Jon Snow's closest friends and allies in the Night's Watch, his rough and blunt personality endeared him to many fans. While of course Grenn did make it into the TV adaptation of A Song of Ice and Fire, his role in it, while similar in some aspects to his book character, ultimately diverges greatly in a way few fans predicted at the time. We don't know too many firm details about Grenn's past. However, what we do know is that he was born around the year 281 AC. In the book, Grenn is described as thick of neck and about a head taller than Jon Snow at the age of 16. Jon's original impression of Grenn is that he is slow and clumsy. Even his friends in the Night's Watch often mock him for his looks and for not being the smartest of men. As seen in A Game of Thrones, Grenn is one of the recruits when Jon Snow comes to join the Night's Watch, where they are both trained by Sir Alliser Thorne, the Master-at-Arms of Castle Black. Alliser describes Grenn as an Auroch. While training with blunted swords, Jon defeats Grenn with ease and causes a minor injury to his hand in the process, much to the rage of Grenn. Grenn, Todder, and two other recruits confront the younger Jon. Donal Noy, the one-armed blacksmith, prevents violence and reminds Jon of his advantageous upbringing compared to his peers at the Watch. After he's received the news that his brother Bran has woken from his coma, Jon starts to act more cordially towards Grenn, offering to teach him how to defend against the move that caused him injury. Grenn continues to train with Jon Snow, and as a result his sword fighting improves to an acceptable level, now able to hold his own against more adept fighters. As a result, Pip also asks Jon for help training as well. Sir Alliser Thorne picks on Samwell Tarly when he first arrived at the Wall, targeting his weight and calling him a craven, commanding Hulda, Rast and Albert to fight the inept boy. Grenn, Jon and Pip defend Sam, however. Because Rast is still willing to hurt Sam for Alliser, he is visited by Grenn, Jon and Pip and threatened by Jon Snow's direwolf Ghost. Sam joins Grenn, Jon and Pip and Hulda during meals thereafter and eventually becomes friends with the group. When a new group of recruits heads towards Castle Black, Alliser names 8 of his novices ready to join the Watch. Grenn is among them and celebrates with wine, as he's happy to have been assigned to the Rangers. Following the arrest of Lord Eddard Stark, Jon's father, Grenn is among those who lend support to Jon, telling him that the accusation was clearly a lie. The truth of the matter is Grenn had no way of knowing this, but comforts his friend anyway. He and others stop Jon from attacking Alliser with a knife, when Alliser calls Jon not only a bastard, but a traitor's bastard. Later on, when Jon saves the life of Jeor Mormont, Lord Commander of the Watch, when he's attacked in his sleep by Whites, out of gratitude, he gives Jon his family Valyrian steel sword, Longclaw, as a gift. Afterwards, Grenn joins others who ask to show them the sword, explaining that they knew about the present before Jon did, and helped with the repair work needed after the fire in the Lord Commander's tower. When Jon tries to ride south to join his half-brother Robb on his march south after the death of their father Eddard, Grenn is among the group of friends that stop Jon from abandoning the Wall and thus breaking his Night's Watch vow. When Jon declares he needs to be with his brother Robb, Grenn says that those of us in the Watch are now his brothers. He goes on explaining that while everyone is sorry about Lord Eddard's fate, Jon cannot go back on the vow he has made. During the events as seen in A Clash of Kings, Grenn is among the men of the Night's Watch to participate in the Great Ranging, led by Lord Commander Mormont. Before it starts, Grenn joins other brothers who go to Moldtown for drinking and whoring. During the ranging, Grenn serves as an outrider and is usually paired with Dwayne. The gnarled veteran ranger takes on a mentorship role, clouting Grenn on the ear and advising the younger ranger. When the group approaches Craster's keep, Dwayne tells Grenn that Craster was born of a wildling woman and a Night's Watch ranger. Dwayne warns Jon and others to not look at Craster's wives. Grenn later challenges Dwayne's boast that he slept with 3 of Craster's daughters during the night, explaining that he would have noticed that. Once they arrive at the Fist of the First Men, Dwayne declares there is a strange smell around the fist, explaining to Grenn that it's the smell of cold. Jon Snow makes daggers from a stash of dragonglass he finds at the fist, keeping one for himself and giving the others to Grenn, Sam, and Lord Commander Mormont. During the events of A Storm of Swords, Grenn survives the fight at the Fist of the First Men when the Night's Watch is ambushed by Whites. Grenn and Small Paul encourage the broken Samwell during the retreat south, with Grenn beginning to sing The Bear and the Maiden Fair. An other kills Paul, but Sam manages to kill the other with a dragonglass dagger. Afterward, Grenn gives him the nickname Sam the Slayer. Grenn is among the few men of the Night's Watch who make it back to Craster's Keep. When some of the men of the Watch mutiny against Lord Commander Mormont, Grenn flees with a handful of others after the commander's death. Once back over the wall to the relative safety of Castle Black, Grenn helps villagers from Molestown seek shelter from the coming wildling threat. When Jon eventually manages to escape the wildlings and return to the wall, he notes that Grenn has changed a lot since they first met. He has grown half a foot taller, his chest and shoulders have thickened, and he has not cut his shaggy hair or beard since he left the Fist of the Firstmen. Grenn plays a role in the battle beneath the wall, rolling barrels of oil and crushing stone from the wall to attack the wildlings below. Jon leaves command of the wall to Grenn when he descends to Castle Black. Grenn greets Sam warmly when he too returns to Castle Black, grinning and hugging him so hard he thinks his ribs might break. In conversation with Pip and Grenn, Sam starts to think that they should convince one of the other candidates in the Night's Watch election to withdraw to support the other. Eventually, Jon Snow is elected the new Lord Commander of the Watch, and Grenn is among those who congratulate him. During the events of A Feast for Crows, we learn that Grenn complains that Jon has not been the same since being chosen as the new Lord Commander. Elements of this can be seen during a dance with dragons, when Grenn is seen sitting with Pip in the common room. They invite Jon to sit with them, but he refuses. Jon then assigns Grenn to Eastwatch by the Sea, as he wanted to send a man he trusted there. And until we see the Winds of Winter, that's all we currently know of Grenn's story. Grenn's role in the show is complicated, as in some ways his role is in fact expanded in its importance, while in others it's also greatly reduced. Fundamentally, Grenn's role is the same in practice until we get to the battle beneath the wall in Season 4, where he is killed defending the gate beneath the wall from a giant attack. In the books, it is actually Donal Noye who does this, but as Noye was not introduced into the show, it makes sense that another character would take his place. What Grenn's death does is add a lot of stakes to the battle, that beloved characters were not safe. Grenn's death also provides an important moment of character growth for Jon. Jon is the one who commands Grenn to hold the gate, and he does so knowing he is sending his friend to his death. What makes this moment even more impactful is how Grenn is fully aware of this and obeys Jon's order without a question. He did his duty to the Watch, and he died a hero saving his friends. What I love is, before Jon and Grenn part ways, there is this brief look of sadness and acceptance between them that gives us this great emotional beat. In fact, as Grenn and the Night's Watch brothers preparing for the Giant's charge begin to recite the Night's Watch vow, for me it's such a powerful moment and arguably my favourite moment in the whole show. Grenn's death in the show is important and impactful and full of emotion. But it is a big change from the book, where Grenn is still alive and does play a role in the events at the wall during A Feast for Crows and A Dance with Dragons, before being sent to Eastwatch by Jon. Who knows what kind of role he could play in the Winds of Winter? There is some speculation some of Dolorous Ed's role in the show might have in fact been given to Grenn, but until we get the book, we won't know. A lot of the changes the show made were poor and ended up having negative impacts. But for me, Grenn's death is one of the less egregious, and while I would have of course preferred to have seen him on the show, the way in which it was handled did provide an emotionally powerful moment and gave Jon some important character growth and development.